Many times I've asked someone at the beginning stages of losing their loved one to Alzheimer's, how they're doing with their grief. And most times someone looks at me like I'm crazy. Like, why would I be grieving now? They're still here. But dementia is sort of a death before dying. You're losing that person to who they once were or who you were accustomed to them being. So it's really important, I think, to acknowledge that and to know that the grieving process really needs to begin right away. We don't like to grieve. We will do anything to avoid it. And we kind of think that if we push grief out to the South 40, that it will disintegrate and we'll never have to deal with it. It doesn't work like that. Grief will come find you. And if it has to come find you, it will bring you to your knees until you acknowledge it and own it and go through it. And it isn't always pleasant. It does feel like you're, crossing a river and that you could drown there. But you won't drown there. There will be deep waters. You won't drown there. You will get to the other side. But like I said, pushing it aside is not going to work. And I think to acknowledge that you're grieving already because that person is changing, then opens you up to the awareness that, yes, they are changing and you're losing parts of them. But the truth of the matter is you're also gaining parts of them because you're going to learn things about that, say your parent or your spouse, that you never learned before. Dementia is a stripping away of all of the sort of personas and attitudes and belief systems that we develop in our life. And you get down to the core of that person. That can be a good thing or a bad thing, but you're going to get a window into that human being that you didn't have before because there are going to be no filters there. And if you're busy trying to not grieve and trying to not feel the things that you really need to feel, you're not going to be able to see that. And you're not going to be able to see those windows into that human being. People have found out things about their parents that they never knew before. Some things that they didn't want to know, like their mother had an affair, years ago and cheated on their father. They never knew that before. I mean, it's kind of interesting to actually see this person in a light that you never did before. One of the other things that comes in is anger at this fate that has befallen you. Why did my loved one get Alzheimer's? There's a guy down the block who's mean to kids and chases kids off his lawn with a hose, and he's not sick. Why isn't he sick? Right? My parent's a good person. Why isn't he sick? I don't know. And it's an unanswerable question. A better question is, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? And I think if you keep asking yourself that, you will keep your own vision, internal vision, open to be able to see that person and accept that person for who they are in ways that you never knew before.